Good morning, guys. MWUSA Season 4, Episode 311. It is Wednesday, December 17th today, and today's a big day. A lot of stuff going on. Some personal stuff going on that's pretty big. A meeting tonight that's pretty big. Traveling a long way today. And a lot of decisions have to be made now because basically this is it. We've got to make decisions. There's no more waiting. It's got to happen now. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about I basically have nowhere left to play. I can play 3 slots only casinos that are close by within, let's see, within 4 hours. I have 3 slots only casinos I can go to. I have 1 casino where I can play blackjack for now within 4 hours. I have 1 casino where I can play 2 casinos I can play blackjack within 6 hours. And then I have 4 casinos I can play blackjack other than those within 9 hours. And I guess that's exaggerating just a little bit of the normal ones that I would go to. I can actually start going to ones that I don't go to. I normally don't go 8 hours to go somewhere. But let's reevaluate here. For blackjack, within 4 or 4.5 hours, I have 1 place. And if I go to 6 hours, I have 2. Now, looking out 6 hours from here, I do have a third one about 5 hours away with nothing really. Well, I guess I can stop at 2 slots only casinos and go 5 hours to play there. So within 5 hours, I have 2 different blackjack casinos. Within 6, I have a total of 4. So I need to decide how in the heck I'm going to drive all those hours to be able to play an hour or less of blackjack. And I need to decide, am I done traveling? Will I just stay local and play slots every single day and then travel to play blackjack? Or what will I do? So that's some big stuff there. I am going to be closing my American Express card. It's time for the annual fee. It's actually $8.95. I thought it was $4.95. They just put it on last night. I would like to either book a trip or use the points in some other way by tonight and then call them and cancel the card. So that is the goal for that, and remove that fee. Because I did get approved for a new card, and that one is a Capital One card, 200,000 points up front, 200,000 points when you spend 30,000 over 3 months. So I will be getting that any day now. That one has no predefined limit on there. It has like purchasing power limit where like your first month it may be 10,000. And if you charge it and pay it off, the next month it might be 18 or 20,000, and you can work your way up. I really don't need more than like 20, but I've already figured out how I'm going to use it if it's allowed, and I should easily be able to rack up 30,000 probably within a month easily. So, I mean, I could slow it down and do it over 3 months either way. Today it's actually a little bit warmer. Woke up this morning, went out just bracing myself for the frigid air, and it's actually 38 degrees, feels like 31 right now, so I'm okay with that. I can handle that. Last night I had one of my kids come to me crying, saying, "You're gonna kill me, you're gonna kill me." And I said, what did you do? And they had put a dent in the new car. Actually, I haven't even looked. They actually hit my car with their car, trying to back out of the house. And I said, don't worry about it. we'll figure it out. You know, it's only money, as long as you're okay. And actually, I gotta look at mine and see where it was hit, and if there's, I mean, I don't care on my car, because it's not really worth anything, but, and we'll have to get that car fixed. It's the front right fender. It's probably a dent that's probably 2 inches deep, and it hit probably the corner of my bumper, so it's like probably 10 inches wide. So we'll figure out what to do on that. Today we are heading out to our first stop. We will have to stop for gas on the way there. I actually got gas at the end of the day yesterday, but I'll have to stop again. Actually, when did I got it in the morning yesterday, but we'll have to stop again about halfway to our destination. And then we're going to be hopefully playing some blackjack today. I'm kind of thinking, screw it, I don't care if they know who I am or not, I just got to play, try to make money, because other than that, what am I really doing? I'm going to be playing slots in a place where there's 100 people checking slots, so that's not very good. And then I have a meeting tonight at 6 o'clock, so I'll have to be coming back for that. Yesterday, during our team meeting, which was moved to yesterday instead of Monday, my director asked me if I would help with the project. I said, yeah, no problem. And there's a meeting for that at 2:30. So on top of everything going on today, I have a 2:30 meeting. And also, oh, wait a minute. I do not, actually. I have a 2:30 meeting tomorrow. So I have no meetings today, so that's good, at least. So that's really what's going on right now. A lot of moving parts, and I'm probably going to make a speech tonight, and I'm considering if I want to make it a very nice, cordial one, or just get everything off my chest and go incredibly aggressive with it. And that's the direction I think I'm leaning, is incredibly aggressive. So we will see. So that's what's going on right now, and I'll be back to update you. Alright guys, I am back. I am 3 hours into my trip, and still about an hour to go to our first stop, and so far so good. Traffic's been okay. Just been kind of reflecting on things, and yeah, no real answers at this point. I tried to use my miles from American Express for some trips, but all of them are like 1 or 2 stops, so I'm not liking that very much. Whatever it is, I will definitely book something tonight, or I actually connected that American Express to my Amazon, and I will be able to use it for Amazon, worst case, as of tonight. And at that point, what I would do is just buy an Amazon gift card for the full amount available in points, and then you know, once I have that gift card, I'll put it in my Amazon wallet so that it's there, and I know for sure it's done. And then I'll call American Express and cancel. That would be like a worst case scenario. So we're either booking travel or doing that with Amazon tonight, and then we'll close that card. So right now, traffic is a little bit heavy, not terrible. Weather is okay. It's kind of sunny, kind of hazy out. 39 degrees, feels like 32, so nothing to worry about at this point. Let's just get over there and make some money. I'm itching to make some cash. So you're all caught up, and I'll be back to update you soon. Alright guys, real quick, I just want to go on a short rant here. It's not going to be very long, it's going to be short. I want to talk a little bit about what's going on in California, and they have just been destroying these gas companies. They've been pushing electric. They don't even have enough energy to supply the electric stuff. They want electric vehicles, they want electric lawnmowers, all these different things, and these companies have had enough. And I know my friend from California told me he filled up recently for $4.90. Get ready for that to almost double. Chevron is pulling out of California, and they are moving to Texas. Valero, another big supplier in California, is pulling out of California by the end of the year, and they are moving, I think, to Texas as well, as is Phillips 66. They're going to be shutting down refineries. We're talking about multiple refineries being shut down in California and companies moving to Texas because of the high taxes and because, quote, from the Chevron CEO, California, quote, sucks to do business in. They can't make any money there. The environmental regulations are way too high. The taxes are too high, and they can't even pay engineers to work in California because they don't want to get taxed as high as California is taxing them. So hopefully, big lesson for the rest of the country. You can go down two different roads. You can go down the road of overtaxing, overspending, or you can keep the money in people's hands, which is one of the things I'm going to be talking about tonight in my speech. And I am going to go the aggressive route, and I am going to be very blunt with everything, that when you take money away from people and you don't let them manage their own money, then it gets wasted. And, you know, just like Ronald Reagan said, the scariest thing you can hear is, I'm from the government and I'm here to help. And it's the same thing, man. I mean, you got to keep the money in the hands of the people. There's nothing wrong with helping the less fortunate, but there's a difference between helping the less fortunate and creating a society of people who don't want to have jobs, who don't want to work hard, and creating a society where all the rich have to pay for all the poor, then all the rich leave and you have nothing. And California, unfortunately, is crumbling. One of the most beautiful states in the country, and it's falling apart. And, you know, how that big lake in the middle of California was slowly drained. Farmers are being choked off. People are overpaying for everything. People can't afford to live there anymore, and it's getting more and more gross there. And it's very unfortunate. Hopefully something turns around. The people of California don't deserve this. They deserve to live in peace and happiness. And, you know, they live in a beautiful place. It's just a shame that all that stuff is happening in California. Hopefully things turn around for them, but they're going through some serious pain right now, and the next 2 or 3 years are going to be ridiculous pain for the people of California. So we're praying for you guys. Hopefully things get better for you, but I just wanted to mention what was going on there. All right, guys, I am back. I think I'm going to name this episode Big Wins, Bad Attitude. I think I still have a really bad attitude about this place, and the more I talk to people here, the worse I feel about it. So anyway, I was in there for a very long time, over 4 hours. Let me bring up my sheet here, my information. All right. Started off by playing slots, found pretty much nothing. I was only ahead a few dollars, so I just, you know, I let that ride and added on to that voucher as the day went on. Went and played blackjack, bought into the $100 table, and spread from one hand at 100 to one hand at 900. Played that table for 45 minutes. Right off, I was doing pretty well, and then ended up giving all of it back, and then I was down a few thousand. Initially, I was up like 1,800, 1,900. Lost in that, and then lost a couple thousand more, and then started rebuilding, and had some really great variance and really terrible variance. Only had like 2 blackjacks that whole time. And I talked to a couple different dealers that are nice guys that, you know, I really enjoy talking to. So that part was good. But just overall, the attitude of the pit was awful. They called upstairs. I'm like, what, all over me? They were not happy. I can tell you that. The guy who I talked to before about tracking me, he's like, okay, here we go. Like something's going on. It just felt like I was being watched the whole time. I had looks the whole time. Of course I'm going to be watched, right? It's a casino. But just the attitude that they had was not a good attitude. I wouldn't be surprised if they said something next time I came in. But I ended the session with a nice win ahead, $2,900, so plus $2,900 even on that table. Moved on and found another blackjack table. I cashed out some of my chips because I had a massive amount, and cashed out some chips. Then went around and looked for another blackjack table, found a $25 table, played that one for about 10 minutes, and then it just wasn't playable anymore. My spread was only 25 to 75 because I was only there for 10 minutes. It would have been 25 to 250. And I ended that session ahead $50. Played some slots again and ended up down 60 on the slots. Played 2 or 3 different things, a couple tiny plays as well. And then, so at this point, I'm up $29.50 on the blackjack. I'm down 60 on the slots. And then went and found another blackjack table. This one, I just walked right up to the table. It was the beginning of the shoe, and I was only there for about 10 minutes, went severely negative, and I spread from 25 to 150. It went straight up and then straight down, and I ended that session ahead 200 after 10 minutes. And then I played another table. Hold on 1 minute, I'll be back. All right, I'm back. So honestly, the whole time I was there, I was not happy. I was cursing the place. I was that upset. I just wanted to go in and play my game like it was day one and be able to make money and just blend in with everybody, and that was never going to happen again. So I'm forced to go to tables where pit bosses don't know me, where the poker pit bosses were there, taking care of a break for somebody, things like that, and it was very annoying. I was rat-holing, I was back counting. So here's one. I was back counting at the beginning of a shoe. Asian guy was sitting there, and it went to a running 15 within one deck. So I sit down, $50 table, and I have chips. I had like $2,500 chips, and I don't know, a couple dozen $25 chips. So it was easy for me to get in and out without any issues, without having to buy in and be approved and be put in systems and stuff like that. But unfortunately, the count went straight down and then went negative almost right away, and I left with a minus true 2. I ended that session ahead $263, and 1, 2, 3, 4. I had 5 blackjack sessions today, and then one more blackjack session, and played that one for about 20 minutes or so. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. This one was not the back counting one. The next one was going from 50 to 250 on the back counting, and I ended the session ahead 50. So 29, 31, 34, something like that for the session. And I'm going to walk in here and grab something to eat, and then I'll come back. We'll go over everything else that was going on there. But there was a lot of stuff, and just put me in a real bad mood the whole time. Okay, I'll go over it in a minute. All right, guys, I'm back. So a couple different interactions I had with people. One of them, dealer, really nice guy. Talked to him while he was dealing to me, which wasn't very long. It was about 15 minutes. And he was telling me about how bad he's been doing and how he's been gambling. And now what he's resorting to is whatever he's down, he tries to do one hand for that amount to try to win it back. And if it doesn't work, then he's telling me his stomach hurts and he doesn't know what to do. And he's talking about taking money out of his retirement, and because he doesn't want to pay these high interest bills that he has now because he's gambling. And it's just a sad thing when he's a dealer and he sees how things go in a casino. and yet he's in the same boat as other people, and he's susceptible to the same thing, and he's playing online baccarat and blackjack and other games, and it's like a live dealer, but he's playing online, and he's just telling me about how bad things have been for him and how he doesn't know what he's going to do, and it's really, really sad. And then, you know, the corporation is like this invisible person that's watching you, just extracting money out of everybody, just stealing everybody's money, and they don't care. And these dealers see people come in and they win big, they lose big, but the dealers remember some of these stupid people who come in and they win large amounts of money, and then they try to duplicate it. Other dealers don't play at all, don't get me wrong, but some of the people that I've talked to tell me that they see these dummies come in. According to them, they're dummies, and they have no clue how to play, and they luck out and they win these big side bets and things like that, and they win tens of thousands or more, and they get jealous and they go to casinos and they try to play high limit, whether it's slots or blackjack or whatever it is, and they get their butt beat, and it's a really bad situation. Other than that, there was a guy who I know, and I was just watching a table. He's a dealer, and just the way that he was talking to players, like, you're going to lose it all anyway. Are you surprised? Are you surprised that you're losing? It's just the way he's talking down to people. He's not a friend of mine or anything. He's just somebody that I see all the time. And I was just standing there watching because something unusual was going on at the table. And just the way that he was talking down to all the players about how stupid they are to bet and, you know, all that kind of stuff. And then I talked to another dealer, also a friend of mine. I've got his phone number, actually, and we talk sometimes. And he was telling me about all the underhanded things that these guys are doing, and how they're putting people in certain situations where, you know, they want to keep them at the table, and they talk them into staying, and they talk them into chasing and trying to win their money back and things like that. And this is the kind of thing that everybody says, oh no, casinos don't have to do that, you know, or they say, well, they're going to win just on the odds. They don't do anything underhanded. They do everything underhanded. I've seen it so many times where they have a limit of one drink at a time, and the waitress is told by the pit boss it's okay, and she said, oh, well, this is for you and this is for him. And she knows it's both for the one person, and she takes the money from the one person, but it's okay. You know what I mean? I've seen other situations where a person's like, this is too much, you know, I'm losing too much, and I see the pit boss say, you know, just try one more time. You might get lucky. You never know. You know, if you leave, you'll never get it back. And stuff like that. And it's just, whether it's playing with people, messing with people, whether it's purposefully doing it, I don't know. A lot of the dealers seem to think that the culture in this casino is that they purposefully do this to try to entice people to play more. You know, I really don't know, but it's very aggravating. So many things happened while I was there. I noticed that there were no other advantaged players there for slots. Until the end, I saw one person, half of a group of two that normally go in there, and they were in there by themselves. And so I don't know if they've gotten rid of some people here or not. I've never had any issues, but I don't know. So I didn't see a lot of plays, but then again, it was early when I got there, so, you know, and I did play whatever, 6 or 7 plays, mostly smaller plays, but anyway. Yeah, man, that's what's going on here. I am heading back toward home right now, and I've got this meeting tonight. Right now, I'm going to show up. If I don't stop, which I have to stop for gas and stuff, but if I don't stop, I've got about 45-minute buffer, so I'm in pretty good shape. Hopefully there's no bad traffic or any accidents that arise on the way home, and we'll see what happens. So that's what's going on right now, and I'll be back to update you soon. All right, guys, I am back. I know this is a weird episode. I just want to talk from the heart here. I know that with blackjack, I am a very fortunate player. I really do. I was just watching some videos of other card counters and the stuff that they go through. This guy, he had 8 hours of play spreading like 25 to 1,000, and after a whole day he was up 435, and I'm like, $800 is nothing, you know. So I get it. I'm near good games, and I've been fortunate for a long time, and now that time is almost over, and now I have to look out toward the horizon and find new things to do and new ways to make money. I get it, but understand, it's not like I'm banking money and I've got bricks of cash at home, because I don't. I mean, I've got a normal bankroll, and I have a family to take care of and other people to take care of, and I have a lot of expenses, so I need to make this kind of money. So when I go into a casino, I don't go in there thinking it's a $65 or $75 an hour EV. I think I'm going to make $1,000. I'm going to make $2,000, $1,500, $800, $900, whatever it is. I'm going to make this much money, and I go in there and I do it. And now, understand, it takes a lot more than card counting to be able to do that. Card counting is very helpful. Obviously, it's 90% of what we do, but the other stuff that we do makes it possible to card count longer. So understand, getting your act together, your actual act, not your act, but your hamming it up type of act together is very important for you to be able to last somewhere for a long time. I dread the days that are coming now where I have to fly to Vegas, or I have to fly to here, fly to there to be able to play, and they're going to be crappier markets than what I have. I'm very fortunate to have really good markets, and I understand that. And I was just feeling this guy's pain watching his video, and he's like, got backed off, and made $400 for the day. It is like, it's terrible. It really is. When you know what you're doing, you're working so hard, you got everything together, you got your training, you got your bankroll, you got your timing, you got everything, this and this and this, and then you go there and you travel, and you get a hotel, and you do everything that you possibly can, and then you have bad variance. I get it. I honestly do. And I've been struggling with so many things right now, up and down, and you're welcome, you're not welcome, all these different things. I've been struggling with those things. I have to admit it. And my mental health is like struggling with that stuff. It really is. And when I won that 2,900, I didn't care. I wasn't celebrating. I wasn't happy. I wasn't excited. I was, okay, now what am I going to do? What's the next thing I'm going to do? Because it's not enough. It's never going to be enough. We have to keep beating these guys up and making more and more money off these guys, and finding better ways to make more money, and sneakier ways to make more money. Legal, but sneaky ways to make money, and do whatever we can to make as much money as we possibly can while we can, before all these games are fixed and, you know, it's impossible to do anything. Where was I recently? I was at WinStar, and all their table games now are continuous shuffle machines. They're not even continuous shuffle. It's kind of weird. It's continuous shuffle, but some of them like deal 2 cards at a time, and then you pull 1 card. It's weird. Anyway, I ended up playing blackjack on a continuous shuffle machine for the first time on purpose because of something else on that table. So you got to keep your eyes open and look for what's going on that table. I don't care if it's continuous shuffle or not. If you can see the dealer's hole card, or there's a side bet that is not count related, which was happening on this table. There was a side bet that was not related to the count, that was beatable no matter what the count was. Imagine that. And I knew it, and I'd seen it before, and I'm way ahead on this side bet. I mean, I'm not talking about hundreds of thousands, but maybe 5,000 ahead on something that's $5. And I don't get a lot of chances to play it, but when I do, I've done very well at it. I'm over 50% win rate on there, and when you win a large amount of money. It's like 100x your bet. So you know, you have to keep your eyes open for that stuff. And I get it that I'm spoiled as far as my variance, but man, I got to make more money than that. And whether it means going into crypto or sports or whatever it is, I got to do it, and I got to do it now. I got to start moving on up faster and faster to be able to keep up with all the different stresses in my life and all the different payments and things going on. Kids going to be going to college, car payments, or buying cars, you know, used car, new car, all these different things going on. Other family members needing help, taking care of my mom, taking care of her whole household, mowing the lawn, fixing the house, making sure the bills are paid, all those different things, doctor appointments, payments to doctors, dentist stuff, all these different things, filing my taxes, her taxes, trust taxes, all these different things going on. And I have to find a way to make money while I'm doing that and while I'm working a full-time job. And I'm not asking you to feel pity on me or feel sorry for me or anything like that. I'm just saying I get it, that lots of times the numbers I talk about are big, but lots of times also, and you've seen it lately, they've been horrendous. Lose 1,800, lose 500, lose 3,000 in a week, on stuff that is a plus 20% EV. Plus 20% advantage. And then on blackjack, then sometimes, we'll have a great session like we did today, and it'll be unusual. And, having the highs and lows are like long gone. The only highs and lows I have right now is finding more games. If I had 4 or 5 solid blackjack games right now, I'd be high as a kite all the time, man. I would never come back down to earth because I'd be so happy. Because I just want the ability to make money. So, anyway, rambling on here. I'll be back. All right, guys, I'm back. So, I was just getting some fuel, and I'm finding chips in my pocket. So, I got more chips for next time. I don't know how that happened. I think I just have too many pockets here, but I've got more money for next time. Let's do our segments. What did you eat today, MW? I had some chicken fajitas, from the grocery store. That's the homemade stuff, and it was pretty good. I give it a 9 on a scale of 2 through ace. And what did you tip today, MW? And it's kind of a weird situation for somehow. I had $1 in front of me. I don't know where it came from, but I had a $1 chip in front of me, and I tipped that to the dealer. So I don't think it was mine, but it was there, and I was playing, and I tipped it. So I guess that's me tipping. So I tipped $1. And what did you learn today, MW? I learned that I'm getting almost completely numb now, which is probably a good thing. And although I will have my ups and downs as far as my act, which I think is an incredible act, I'm almost completely numb now. I don't know if I feel anything as far as winning or losing at this point. I think I have more anger than anything else right now. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and hit our meeting. My son wanted to go also, so now I gotta go home and get him first, and then we'll make it to the meeting about 5 or 10 minutes before it starts, which is okay. And I'll catch up with you tomorrow, and we'll do this all over again. If you have any questions or comments, my email is mwusa21@gmail.com, mwusa21@gmail.com. See you next time.